Hello students, welcome. This is Dr. Mercado speaking. And I just wanted to jump in real quick to give you a short overview of what we are going to be working on weeks 14 and 15 of this semester. Now, during weeks 14 and 15, we are going to be working on a group project dealing with internal control procedures, okay? So, let's jump in over to our class. That way I can show you the information that I've included. I'm going to briefly go over the information. I do want to make you aware that if you have any questions about any of the instructions or the requirements, that you let me know and I can get those clarified to you, okay? If we go to week number 14 module, you can go to the module overview and you'll read a little bit of the information that I have included. The starting point of our research will be Chapter 7 Appendix, which deals with internal controls. That is the starting point. It's going to introduce you to internal controls, and then you're going to have to conduct additional research outside of the textbook to be able to complete all of the project requirements. So it's a research project. Okay, you are going to utilize some of the information in the textbook, but it's very limited. So your group are going to have to go out there and conduct additional research. Okay, so the objectives of this project, I'm not making you do this project just for fun. Some of our core learning objectives for this class is to explain the importance of internal control, as well as define internal control and describe its key components. So we have to clearly understand what internal controls are, and that is what this project is going to enable us to do, alongside working and collaborating with your classmates, okay? The course learning objective that's going to be covered in this class is identify internal control procedures for inventory, receivables, and payable, in conjunction with the learning objective of explaining the importance of internal controls and defining internal controls and describe its key components. So we are going to have to cover this because these are part of the requirements of the course. Okay, so like I stated, the textbook does not have a lot of information dealing with internal controls. I did find some information in Chapter 7 Appendix, which I've included in the link, and I'll go back to that in a bit. You're going to conduct additional research online on the topic, and then you're going to prepare your presentation. Okay, everything is going to be due on week number 15. The group project is due on December the 4th at 11 p.m. I've included some videos here from YouTube regarding how to include notes on your PowerPoint, APA formatting for PowerPoints, and how to add narration to your PowerPoint. Okay, let me go back and let's go over the requirements of the presentation. In week 14, I've included a folder with everything that you need. Okay, I've got a link to the reading for Chapter 7. That way you could read the information provided. Okay, and then I've got a file for the project requirements. Okay, so this is what you're going to be working together with your group members on. Okay, everything is basically outlined. Okay, I'm not going to read through all of this. You all can read it on your own. Okay, but it is very important that we learn to work in groups. Okay, this is something that you're going to have to do when you go out there in the workforce. You're going to have to collaborate with others. So this is a perfect opportunity. You're going to be researching. You're going to be presenting your findings. So it's a wonderful example for us to be able to collaborate, conduct research, and meet our learning objectives. Okay, so students need to establish communication with your designated group immediately. Okay, clear deadlines need to be set within the group as to when do they have to turn in the assignments, who's going to work on what, and all of that good stuff. Okay, so you as a group need to decide on the due dates. By when are we going to wait on group members to respond? You can't wait all week for them to respond. So you need to send out a Blackboard message or a Pronto message to your group and say, hey, we're group number 3. We are 4 individuals in this group, and we need to be able to hear back from each other by Tuesday or by Wednesday. If we don't hear back from you by that date, you are going to be excluded from the group because we need to move on and we need to start working on the presentation. So you all need to be proactive to establishing communication with your group members. If they kick you out because you're not participating, then you've been kicked out and you are going to miss out on all of these points on this project. Okay, so it is very important that you respond to your any correspondence that you receive from your group members and establish communication so you all can begin working on the assignment. Okay, if your group does not hear back from a particular group member please send me a Blackboard message and state, Miss Dr. Mercado, we had 4 group members, and this particular person, Mickey Mouse, has not responded. We've tried communicating with Mickey Mouse in 4 different occasions, and we have not heard back from Mickey Mouse. Okay, so therefore, Mickey Mouse has been excluded. Copy Mickey Mouse on that email. That way they know, I've been excluded because I haven't gotten back with my group, and they've already notified the teacher that they're not going to allow me to participate. Okay, you cannot be waiting around. You cannot hop on the last minute when everybody's done all of the work and you want to get credit for it. Okay, so you want to get credit for it, you need to work for it since the beginning by establishing communication with your group, coordinating who's going to work on what, and working on the assignment. Okay, only the group members that participate are going to get the points. Okay, so I've included all of that information for you. Working alone is not an option. This is a group project. Okay, so please make sure that you get with your group so you can work on it. If your group members removed you because you did not respond, then you are out of luck. You will not be allowed to work on this on your own. Okay, so what are we going to do in this project? Okay, we're going to create a PowerPoint presentation and which we are going to be researching a topic and we are going to explain that information. Okay, the PowerPoint presentation needs to be between 13 to 15 slides of content. Okay, this excludes the cover page and the reference page. This is 13 to 15 slides of actual information. Okay, every slide needs to have between 150 to 250 words of notes. Okay, so I don't want you to overload your slide with content. I want you to include in the actual slide key points and phrases, and then in the notes you elaborate on what you want to speak about that you are referring to in the slide. So if you have key points, you're going to expand on those key points with the information you have on the notes, and you're going to expand this with the verbal information in the presentation. Okay, I do count the number of words in each slide. So in each slide as well as in each notes. Okay, make sure that all of each of the slides that includes notes, all of the slides should include notes, need to be between 150 to 250 words. Okay, so what do you mean, Dr. Mercado, that each slide needs to have notes? Okay, so in the slide, this is a PowerPoint slide, you're going to have your content in the slide right here. Okay, whatever is it, you're going to have key phrases, okay, key points, key information. Okay, do not overload the slide with content. You can include graphs, charts, images, whatever makes the presentation stand out or it's relevant to what you're presenting. Okay. Okay, so you're going to include information in the slide. Okay, just key phrases, key points, key information. Okay, and then here below it, you're going to have a section. This is where you are going to type your notes. Okay, this is where you have to meet the requirements of 150 to 250 words. Okay, 150 to 250 words. Okay, so when you are presenting, you're going to have key phrases up here. You're going to be providing or giving your presentation. You're going to provide a key phrase and you're going to elaborate on that with the information that you have on your notes section. Okay, every slide of content needs to have notes down here between 150 to 250 words. Okay, this is worth a lot, so make sure that you satisfy this requirement. Okay, cite your sources. Okay, your sources need to be cited, whether it be, if you got information that you're presenting here, you need to cite your sources. I'm sorry. You're going to need to cite your sources within the slide, okay, or within the notes as well. Wherever you obtain the information, you need to cite using APA. Okay, in the slide and in the notes, you need to cite your sources. Okay. So make sure that you cite all of your sources within the notes section as well as within each of the slides. Okay, if you don't cite, that is considered plagiarism. Okay, we don't tolerate plagiarism. Okay, All group members must actively participate in the research, preparing the presentation, and delivery of the presentation. In addition, all group members must participate in the recording section of the presentation they worked on. Okay, so the presentation needs to have audio. Okay, you're going to be speaking, you're going to be presenting. Okay, you're going to be presenting basically the research that you conducted. Okay, every group member must participate in presenting a piece of information. Okay, I don't want to hear the same person give the whole entire presentation. If there's 4 students in your group, I want to hear all of 4 of you give me some information from the presentation. And basically, you should be presenting with your research, okay? The section that was assigned to you, okay? You should be very comfortable when you're presenting. This is information that you researched, that you are comfortable with, that you are familiar with. So nobody's watching you. You can read off of your notes. Just make sure that you are clear when you're presenting, when you're recording your section of the presentation, that the audio is clear. And that you are going over the information in your notes, okay? I've had students or groups have fabulous information in the notes. And when they present, what do they read? They just read the information on the slide. And then all of the work that they put behind those notes goes unnoticed because the audience is not listening. Okay? I can read it, but that is not the point. The point is you are providing me with a presentation. You should be entertaining me with information. I shouldn't have to go back in there and read all of your notes. If you included it in your notes, you should cover it in your audio. Okay? Please make sure that you do that. Practice when you are recording your audio. Okay? So everybody needs to record their section of the presentation that they worked on. The audio needs to be clear. All of the slides need to have notes between 150 to 250 words. All of the slides and the notes need to have all of the sources cited. Okay. A title slide needs to be included. Include only the names of the group members that participated. Okay. The title slide should also have a title. Give it a name, whatever you want to give your presentation a name, as well as it should also have audio where you introduce yourselves and you basically provide an overview. This is a presentation dealing with, and you cover whatever it is that you're going to be covering in your presentation. Okay, a short overview. Okay. A reference page needs to be included and the sources organized in alphabetical order. If there's 3 or 4 of you in a group, each of you are going to have your sources. You need to put them together and then put them in alphabetical order in one list. Okay, I don't want to see 3 separate reference lists. I just want to see one list and all of the sources organized in alphabetical order. If there are duplicates, then you delete the duplicate and you just only leave it once. Okay. Use APA format. Please make the presentation dynamic. Include statistics, graphs, charts, and images to entertain your audience. Okay. Now, this is the layout of the presentation and what it needs to include. Okay. Now, what are we going to be researching on? Okay. We have 3, 4, 5 requirements. Okay. The first requirement is to define and explain the concept of internal controls in a business. What impact does internal controls have in a particular business, in any kind of business? All businesses should have internal controls, okay? We're going to explain the effects or the impact the Sarbanes-Oxley Act has had on reporting internal controls for businesses. Okay, SOX has had major implications in the way we handle internal controls. So please go over some of those main effects or impacts that it has caused. Okay. Excuse me. We're going to explain in detail the 5 key components of internal control, which include control environment, risk assessment, control activities, information and communication system, monitoring processes. Okay. You're going to explain in detail the importance of effective internal control procedures in a business for cash. How do you effectively control your cash, your inventory, your receivables, and your payables. Okay, so you're going to explain in detail the importance of effective internal control procedures for these 4 items, and then you're going to identify at least 3 examples of internal control procedures for cash, inventory, receivables, and payables. How can you establish internal control procedures to safeguard your cash, to safeguard your inventory, your receivables, and your payables? Okay. This group project is worth 150 points. That's 15% of your overall grade. 140 points is coming from the presentation. 10 points is coming from the self and peer evaluation. Okay. Now, at the time of submitting your presentation, I only need one presentation from one. You all decide who is going to be submitting the final presentation. So you all choose one group member, and that one group member is going to upload the final presentation for grading. In addition to that, all of the students are going to complete a self and peer evaluation. You are going to evaluate yourself, and you're going to evaluate your peers on how they performed or worked on in the project. Okay. This is if you want to include any notes, so and so did not participate, or we had a lot of difficulty, getting this student to collaborate, or whatever information you want to share, or my team was fabulous, we all contributed. You can include that there. The self and peer evaluation is required. Okay, every student needs to upload the self and peer evaluation, and it is highlighted in yellow here. If a student fails to submit the self and peer evaluation, they will earn a 0 on the entire assignment, regardless if they participated on the project. So, if you do not give me that self and peer evaluation, but your group did wonderful, and you all included did wonderful on the presentation, but you didn't give me your self and peer evaluation, you're going to get a big 0 on the entire project. So do not forget to complete the self and peer evaluation. Okay, it's only worth 10 points, but if you don't give me that, then you get a 0 for everything. Okay, so you have two things to submit. One of them is going to be the completed presentation, one per group, and then you're going to have the self and peer evaluation. That's one per student. All of the students are going to submit it. Okay. So this is just information. I will not accept late assignments because we are this is going to be due on week 15, and then I have to grade and submit final grades on early week 16. So I will not be allowing any late assignments. The project is due on Sunday, December the 4th at 11 p.m. Okay, so all of the instructions are here. Read over them carefully. Okay. I provided you with a rubric of how am I going to grade your project. Okay, that way you're not guessing how is she going to grade. These are the distribution of the points. Okay, you can read through this. So each of the items is outlined and the number of points that that particular item is worth. Okay, for a total of 140 points. Okay, so you have this available. That way you can see. As you're working on your presentation, what I would do is I would make sure that I have all of these items taken care of. That way I know that I didn't miss anything on my presentation and everything is covered. Okay, so this is the rubric. Make sure that you take care of every single item outlined in this rubric. Okay, now who are you going to be working with in your group project? I've uploaded the group list. Okay, we are going to have 3 groups. Okay, this is a small class. We're going to have group number 1, Yahaira, Paula, Lily, and Jessica. Group number 2, we're going to have Hazel, Myra, Alan, and Anaisa. Okay, and we're going to have group 3, Yolanda, Adaisa, Veronica, and David. Okay, please respond to each other. Remember, if you don't respond timely, you will be removed from your group. Okay, it's important that we start collaborating and working. There's a lot of research that needs to happen. Okay, so please make sure everything is included in week number 14. Okay, we work on it week number 14. Now remember, week 14 is a short week. We have Thanksgiving holiday. The college is going to be closed November 24th through Sunday, November 27th. Please make sure that before you go on the Thanksgiving holiday, that you have established communication with your group members and that you all know exactly what needs to happen. Okay, that way you're able to meet the deadline. Okay, so that's what's going to happen on week 14. Week 15, if you go to week 15, that is where you're going to upload your actual assignment submission. I've got an assignment for the research project. This is where one group member is going to upload the final presentation. And then we have the self and peer evaluation. This is where every student needs to upload. I've included the self and peer evaluation here. You download it, you complete it, and then you upload it for grading. Okay? So make sure that you complete that as well. Okay, and that is where you're going to be submitting both of your assignments on week number 15. Okay, so make sure that you utilize all of the resources provided both on weeks 14 and 15. Like I said, we've got some videos. And if you don't know how to do something, or if you have a question about instruction or something, please make sure that you refer to the information provided or that you reach out to me. On week 14, I will only be available Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The college is closed Thursday through Sunday. I will not be available Thursday through Sunday. Okay. Anything that I receive Thursday through Sunday, I will answer it on the following Monday. Okay. So if you do need to reach me on week number 14, which runs from November the 21st through November the 27th, please do so Monday through Wednesday. Okay. So that is what we're going to be running through for the next 2 weeks on that group project dealing with internal control procedures. All of the information, the group list is provided. The group project requirements are provided. Everything is included. Read over the information carefully and begin working on your research. Okay, I cannot stress it enough. Read the instructions carefully. Cite your sources. Paraphrase the information. Don't just copy and paste. Okay, because I know if you copied and pasted, and that is plagiarism. If you are obtaining information from a source, you need to put it into your own words. And you still need to give credit to where you got it from because you did get it from a source. Okay, so that's what's going to happen those 2 weeks. I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of the group project. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Okay, have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. And until next time, bye-bye.